Today we're going to be looking at some nice guys who shoot their true colors. If you don't know what a nice guy is, it's basically a guy who seems really nice, basically Prince Charming, and then whenever he doesn't get his way, he slowly turns very toxic. This woman wanted to take things slow, and this nice guy who she worked with, by the way, said he wasn't strong enough to deal with his own feelings when the two of them cuddled. To do anything, I just want to be friends for a while first. Good friends with us before approval or anything. I'm guessing that includes your request to be held and whatnot, like Wednesday. I know you weren't necessarily sober or anything, but you did kind of beg me to do what you thought needed to be done to get physical. This can't be happening if we're going to wait to do literally anything. I'm not strong enough currently to deal with my own feelings, as well as you having like 10 people to F whenever you want while I sleep on the sidelines like some kind of cut. Okay, I don't know what he's going on about, but basically this woman is saying, yeah, she just wants to stay friends. They do work with each other as well, so that could be a reason. But because they cuddled, he now can't control his feelings. You can't be teasing me like you did Wednesday. Pick me up with someone at the very least. Okay, so that's very bizarre. Basically, they cuddled, and now because they cuddled, he got a bit of an arousal and can't, like, let her go. That's just weird, isn't it? It's the fact that they cuddled and he's basically demanding that she sleeps with him or get someone else to sleep with him while he waits for her. This woman had to cancel a date because something came up, and her date called her 28 times from 5 different numbers over the course of an hour. If my friends call me and it's an emergency, they'll usually call me 2 or 3 times. This guy called this woman 28 times over the course of an hour with 5 different phone numbers. Why has he got 5 different phones and 5 different phone numbers? Is he a literal serial killer? You are a scumbag. You literally were drooling all over me last night. The worst part is that you think you done nothing wrong. You couldn't care less that you were in the effing day. Answer the phone. You got effing pissed now. I literally freed my whole effing evening for you. Do you realize how rude and disrespectful it is what you just did? Why is this guy so angry? You know, with a date, you can, you know, reset the time. You don't have to get this angry. Do you understand I took time off work and cancelled dinner with my family so I could hang out with you like we planned? You need to answer the phone. Do you want to know something? If I receive text messages like that, I'd probably never go on another date with you. Can you answer the phone, please? I'm literally offering you the best day of your life. I'm sorry, I really am. Your stepfather died, I'm so sorry. Maybe if you ask anything about my life, you'd know that my mother shot herself in her head on my birthday in December. Maybe that's why I have anger, but you couldn't care to know that. Who is this guy and why is he trauma dumping? This girl is never going to go on a date with him. I'm assuming that the reason her date maybe got cancelled was because her stepfather literally died. You know what that's like. You know what it took for me to stop drinking myself to sleep every night. Yeah, again, this guy's just trauma dumping. Do you want to know something? If I were you, I would never contact him. This right here seems like a killer. Can we talk later? I'm so sorry for what I said. This last year, I've had trouble controlling my emotions, my anger. I'm going for a lot, and I wish you could see that. I wish we could help each other with our pain. Well, I mean, first of all, she doesn't need help with her pain. You need help with your pain. Obviously, this guy's going for a lot. He's very emotional, but if you're reacting like that, that's like loads of anger. It's very scary. He was talking about how his mother, you know, took her own life. It wouldn't surprise me if he took this woman's life. I'm not a bad guy, and I've never put hands on a woman. I would never do that. Can you please answer? I thought I was gonna see blind. I'll eat your all night. Let me make it up to you. I've got a big Yeah, so basically this guy was going through all types of emotions, and you want to know something? That right there is a massive red flag. Look, I can understand you're maybe a bit angry like the date got cancelled, but to react like that is insane. Like, he was texting her multiple times, ringing her on different phones. Like, this man is not 100% there. This girl actually dodged a bullet by like missing out on that date because she probably could have just saved her life. This person matched with one guy in Hinge and had one phone call. One. That led to him spamming her from 5 different phone numbers and sending unsolicited photos. Yeah, so this right here is why I am scared of getting in dating apps. Like, I am in dating apps, but I don't really respond. I'm mainly on them because I want compliments. But imagine if, you know, you match with someone, you have a conversation, and then after one phone call, he rings you multiple times from 5 different phones. That's a bit weird, mate. Okay, here is phone 1. I don't get it. You told me you wouldn't hold it against me. You said communication is important, yet me being open is a problem for you. After a wonderful conversation last night, and we are into so many of the same things, you aren't comfortable because I was real with you. I don't play games. I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest. Usually if someone's uncomfortable with you, it's because of the way you acted or your energy. And this girl was right, because by the way, this is phone 1. We've got like 5 more phones to look at. I had a feeling you weren't taking me seriously or that excited. I kept complimenting you and flirting. I kept saying I wanted to meet, and without no recognition till I straight up asked today. Guess having a lot in common doesn't matter. You want a life partner and someone to walk and hold hands with, yet you prefer to be single. You weren't going to give me a chance. You shouldn't lie to me about not holding it against me. You're exactly why men stop trying. You're exactly why men don't get dates. Yet again, these men are always trauma dumping. It's like they have one decent conversation and they think the girl wants to marry them. Here is phone number 2. I want to know exactly what you're uncomfortable with, because out of all the connections we made last night, you're uncomfortable with what? That you couldn't have a real conversation and chicken out with a text. You don't actually value communication and clearly men who has feelings, is able to express himself, is honest and open and thoughtful, seems to be an issue. So you got excited about me because I'm affectionate, into bobs, movies, already agreed I'd go camping, hold hands and a life partner, yet you couldn't meet me. Love that I have to be perfect against a standard that I didn't know about. That's not fair. You really should remove empathy and love from your profile because you don't practice any of that. Yeah, again, it doesn't surprise me. She wouldn't practice love and empathy with you if you're reacting like this. Keep in mind, this was after one phone call. One phone call. I was excited about you. This is what I get for caring and going the extra mile. Should have known anytime I get excited about someone, they aren't actually looking for what they claim. So fake. You clearly want a man who has no feelings, won't communicate, but will give you affection and stick around. Yeah, again, this was after one phone call. One phone call. A day. Not even a day, probably like an hour. This right here genuinely seems like someone who's so angry and frustrated. Like, this is what, like, a serial killer or someone who harms women acts like. What was in our conversation that made you uncomfortable? Where is your honesty and communication skills? You're not empathetic at all. Seems you may need to stop dating a little longer and stop acting interested in men if you can't handle them being open and intentional. She can probably handle men being open and intentional very well. She just cannot handle men who constantly spam text her and ring her after one phone call. We are now on the phone number 3. I want to talk. I want to know why you were uncomfortable with me being open to you. Why did you lie about us talking tonight and meeting tomorrow? Why are you incapable of being with a man who has feelings and can communicate? I mean, it's quite obvious this man has feelings, but the wrong type of feelings. His feelings are very extreme. Clearly you knew you couldn't recuperate effort, so you ran for it. Amazing the goals you have in dating, yet refuse to give someone a real chance to get there. Guess no matter what we have in common and ease of communication, you take one minor thing and ran for it. Lied about not holding it against me. And you can't communicate like an adult. Send a text and ignore any calls. Just shows you were here to play games and are a serial dater. Good luck finding that life partner. Honestly, I hope you have better luck. This man just seems so angry. And it's just weird. It's like, why is he texting her? And also, this is a real man. This man has a job, he's friends, family, so I wonder how they've reacted seeing him texting a woman like that. Do you reckon he sat in his home alone and just like so angry with like a bottle of wine? I mean, yet again, I hope this girl got the police involved because this right here is creepy. We are now on the phone number 4. I keep forgetting the stigma in men who actually go to therapy and work on themselves. It's okay if women go for any reason at all and they brag about it. But when a man goes, it makes people uncomfortable. Men aren't allowed to have feelings and express themselves or openly talk about stuff. And you wonder why men who bottle everything up become abusers, alcoholics, and why suicide in men is skyrocketing. Because I was open and honest and actually cared enough to apologize for something that bothered me. I cared enough to do that without even knowing it didn't bother you. This is what I get for being sensitive and intentional. I mean, you definitely are sensitive and you probably need a new therapist because judging by the way you are, therapy ain't working. I'm just going to start being sexual and not care anymore about being kind of respectful. No one in this dating apps are dating seriously anyways. A man shows he can openly communicate so he gets rejected. I'll just send D-pics since you care more about that than if I have a heart or if I'm caring, compassionate or authentic. I'll just be fake and shallow like everyone else. I'm sure you would have preferred me just to have talked about boobs and movies as long as there was nothing deeper except my deep inside of you. And it's a nice size too, 6.5 inches I'll show. I mean, yeah, don't show us. It's probably not that big because by the sounds of it, you're a man who sounds like he's got a 1-inch cock. We're now on the phone number 5 and guess what? It just gets worse. It's amazing that the only thing I did wrong today was apologizing and being open about a behavior that bothered me. I was nothing but genuine, authentic, open, intentional and sincere. I did nothing wrong but communicate fairly. And how was I rewarded? By rejection because you were uncomfortable with who knows what? Because you aren't emotionally mature enough to have a conversation with me about it. Funny how women want men to communicate in honesty, but when it's standing in front of them, they reject it. Our 20-minute conversation resolved the issue. We gained some perspective and then moved on to light-hearted stuff and joking around. I was looking forward to continuing to joke around this evening. Had topics I was excited to learn about you, such as music interests, yet you judged me when you claimed you wouldn't and ran away all because I was authentic. We had a fun conversation the night before, but it was all surface level stuff clearly. You are incapable of anything deeper, and when you realize I have depth and a sensitive, caring heart, you rejected me. I mean, you're definitely sensitive, that's one thing. I accepted you and would have become empathetic about your past, but you couldn't be that for me. Weird. Not sure what you hope to achieve when you keep everything in surface level and run when a little deeper, richer stuff shows. That conversation was done and moving on to fun stuff again, so why the F were you uncomfortable? Because I didn't do nothing wrong. I was genuine and authentic. What were you? Obviously she was scared. And yeah, again, this was after a 20-minute phone call. And keep in mind, this is the 5th phone that he's on. Like, why has this man got so many phones? You couldn't even keep your word. Don't tell someone you'll call them and agree to see them the next day when you have issues with communication. You really expect to find a life partner when you don't accept people. Couldn't even accept me for me. You liked what I had in my profile and our conversation. You really expect expected us to hold hands, brush your hair, read to each other, or watch Bobs without ever getting to know each other deeper. Guess I wasn't wrong in thinking I should have been inappropriate, since you would have been fine experiencing intimate acts without actually knowing the person. Yet again, by the sounds of it, this woman's obviously uncomfortable, and the more we read this conversation from this insecure, weird man, I can understand why she was uncomfortable. I knew when you said you've been single so long you're happy with it, that you weren't taking this seriously. Wish you had just told me you wanted casual from the start and we could have just hooked up, since you don't accept people on a deeper level. Not sure how you hope to achieve your goals impromptu free when you don't have empathy for the person trying to connect with you. Yet again, this guy just goes on and on and on. It's like, for the love of God, shut up. But then I can guarantee you're already sexually involved with someone, and since you're already getting satisfied in that area, you don't really care to find an actual partner. It's all a game for you. Serial dater who pretends to want depth and something serious in life, but actually just wants casual and get the benefits without emotionally connecting or caring. So yeah, that was the whole conversation, and this was after she matched with a guy on Hinge and had one phone call for 20 minutes. Honestly, after that conversation, I could completely understand why she never wants to be in a relationship ever again. This person literally went on one date with this man, and he already proved himself to be controlling and creepy. It's my friend's birthday on the same day, and he's organised a night out, so I'll be busy. This red wine is making me a little tipsy. Oops, hee hee. Oh, maybe that could be fun. What? Why am I less of a priority, literally all of your mates, when I'm moving plans and jobs to see you? This ain't feeling right, to be honest. Enjoy your mates' night out in the 28th. Huh? Because they're my friends, but thanks, I will. I did try, lol. You've just made me feel like a right mug. I prioritise you over other people who'd love me to show the interest and attention I have to you. I'm not going to bother chasing to see you anymore because it's having a negative impact on me. So basically, this girl was going out for a mate's birthday and this guy has an issue with it. Yet again, you can change the date to another day. I don't understand it. Like, I've never been in a date. Dates aren't my thing. I feel like I just ramble on. I probably would scare the guy away. But like, imagine you literally get a message like that. Like, that's freaky. This guy also showed his true colours as a creep after date number 1. Good morning. Hope you slept well. Sorry about that, lol. I overslept this morning. I was getting worried that you were mad at me. I'm not mad at you, lol. Why would you think that? Took you a while to respond, but I get why since you overslept and all. We weren't out that late. I know, ha ha ha. I just had some trouble falling asleep. Whoa, good, haha. Can I ask you something weird? If someone usually words a question like that, just get ready because it's gonna be weird. What? How often do you wear a thong? I couldn't help but notice you were probably wearing one yesterday because I didn't see any lines in your butt. Plus when girls wear leggings, I know they're wearing a thong. I hope you don't go radio silent because it's a compliment. You're probably sexy in one. This is after date number 1, mate. Like, you're gonna scare her away. Oh, come on, don't get quiet in me. I meant nothing by it. Don't get embarrassed because it was obvious you were wearing one. I'm not embarrassed. The delay was me not knowing what to say to this weird topic, to be honest. Not trying to be weird, just giving you a compliment, lol. Hello? I'm not sure what to say to this. I just think it's kind of weird and talking about it isn't interesting to me. Like, who cares what underwear I'm wearing? Not trying to be mean or anything. Like, can we just move on? Haha. So usually if someone gives you an explanation or text like that, it's because you're getting a bit weirded out. They're getting a bit freaked out. You know, you're pushing the boundaries which should not be pushed. Okay, fine. Just saying it was hot, that's all. Got any fun plans tonight? Hello? You seem busy. Okay, bye. I was just complimenting your ass and you go silent. Like, that's it? You're over me already? I mean, she's probably over you because first of all, you're being weird and freaky, and second of all, you're asking her about her pants after her second date. Or not even second date, first date. Just like all the rest of them. Leading me on, getting my hopes up. You're probably busy blowing a douchebag. Girls always want pick-me douchebags over guys like me. I was just kidding, by the way. Your ass ain't that special. Jesus, dude, I'm not even near my phone to respond. I wasn't ignoring you, but I will now. Have a nice life. No girl is ever going to want to be with you if you conduct yourself like this. You came across creepy, rude, and vicious. Don't message me again. So yet again, she would never sent that message if he wasn't weird. The way he acted probably was a blessing in disguise for her, because even though it made her uncomfortable, it really showed his true colours. Like, think of it, that's actually a man out there. Like, he's probably gonna get married one day if he does. I feel bad for that woman, whoever it is. I'm sorry, I got hated and I shouldn't have. You're a great girl. I didn't mean what I said. I'm such an idiot sometimes. Like, I'm actually a good person and I know I would be an amazing boyfriend. I wish I could delete everything I just said. I'm just so used to girls effing me over. I'm honestly over this whole thing. I had a nice time yesterday and you weren't like this at all. I don't know what happened, but it's not worth it to me anymore. I didn't do anything to you. You're harassing me and attacking me for no reason and kept persistent asking me about what I was wearing. Please don't contact me again. And that right there is the end of the conversation, and I'm telling you right now, that guy probably punched a hole in his wall. Yet again, if he just acted normal and wasn't acting weird, none of that would have happened. But it just makes you think, you know, like how many other girls he's done that to. He's done it to her, she's got freaked out, and she's dodged a bullet by literally blocking him. This woman forgot to reply to a guy from a dating app for a day, and he came to her house. Okay, now this is literally why I need to call the police see them other men, forget them. This is probably worse. Hey, are you there? I came to see you, make sure you're okay. I knocked on your door, no answer. At my home? I think so. Please don't go to my house, that's scary, I don't know you. How does he know where you live? Did you give your address out to him? I was worried about you. Are you okay? Where have you been? I just didn't want to talk. It makes me feel really unsafe that you know where I live. Yeah, how does he know where she lives? Did he literally follow her home? Oh, unsafe, why? I never did anything to you. I was worried if you hurt yourself. Sorry, I won't ever talk to you. Bye. I think you have mental issues. Nah, mate, I think you have mental issues. This girl didn't respond to you for a day, so you turned up to her house. Imagine what she's feeling. Like, I'm telling you right now, her heart would be in her throat. Yes, cutie, enjoy your meeting. Let me know when convenient. We will call if you're shy to call. That's okay. Can reply and text either or have a great meeting. I don't know what that means, but that just sounds like a stroke to me. Like, I feel like I was having a brain aneurysm. Sorry, I feel like you came on too strong for me and I don't see this working. I hope you meet someone who better fits your standards and wants the same thing. You sensitive babe. I came on to you strong by giving you compliments and saying you're above average. Now go and find you a effing pussy that will let you F him in the ass with a strap on. Because you clearly aren't looking for a man, you're looking like a bee like yourself. I have 80k people on Instagram. What am I gonna do is post this convo and tag you with your contact info and let thousands decide if I come on too strong or if you're just a sensitive C word. I'm gonna go ahead, block you, and don't try text me back. I mean, mate, I don't think she is gonna text you back, and by the sounds of it, you're gonna get loads of people to harass her. Yet again, it's like whenever men get, you know, denied, they just turn to like evil, don't they? Well, anyways, guys, that's some nice guys who showed their true colors. As per usual, the nice guys turned out not to be nice after all. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, press bigger subscribe, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video.